So first and foremost, good morning, and thank you for this opportunity to be with you. I'll be honest, I'm not an out in front sort of guy. I prefer to sit in the background and quietly do my work. But I feel like we're at a critical point in our history, especially as it relates to education. And I believe it's important to hear the perspectives like mine, and there are many more like mine that need to be heard. I'm an education entrepreneur, and I wasn't always an education entrepreneur. Once upon a time, I was a school district administrator, fighting the good fight. Losing, but fighting the good fight. And it wasn't until I stepped away from my role as an administrator that I realized the futility of the fight. To quote the governor, education is too important to be held hostage to the status quo. This is a Model T Ford. The Model T Ford was a groundbreaking marvel in 1920. But if you tried to get out on the connector during rush hour, you'd probably have some problems. And you probably wouldn't be able to get anywhere very fast. In fact, there are very few things that were discovered or created 100 years ago that are still the rave today. And yet our school system has remained. As the world around us has changed at a breakneck pace and no time faster than the last 10 years. I have 20 slides, but I promise you it won't take me that long to go through them. This is the Model T Ford. Oh, excuse me. That's a Tesla. That's a Model T Ford factory. It's a Tesla factory. You see where I'm going with this, right? It's a telephone. Typewriter. I'd call this a record player, but it's a phonogram or something. It's all your phone now, right? You can get music, you can do a lot of things with this supercomputer that you have in your pocket. Grocery store. Grocery store today. Hospital ward. Hospitals today. My favorite, football. This is a professional football game 100 years ago. Notice the players, the helmets, the crowd. Football today. This is June 21st, 1916. This is a classroom. Point taken. Now, many people would get up here and say, oh, our schools are broken. I don't believe that. I don't believe our schools are broken. What I do believe is that our schools are doing exactly what they were designed to do. Ladies and gentlemen, the problem with education is design. Our system is sorely misaligned with our 21st century needs and the marketplace. Now, Kelly mentioned that I'm an entrepreneur and we've created this new school, and it would be very, let me just say, I'm not going to sit up here and say we're going to solve the world's problems. Like, we don't have the silver bullet. We are taking a design thinking approach to the learning and teaching process, to the school process, or to the school problem. And really what it boils down to is innovation. Seldom implemented or championed in school systems because there's lots of risk. Board members want to be reelected. Superintendents want to stay employed. But it's our principals, our central office staff, our teachers, and worse, our students that ultimately suffer. The truth is, innovation is hard, period. Even private sector companies struggle with it as well. So like any good entrepreneur, we started with the question, can we personalize education while maintaining affordability? Said another way, can we lower the cost of providing a highly personalized education experience? And we think so. And I'm being honest, we think so. And from a design standpoint, we're addressing the risk in the equation and trying our best to mitigate it. We do this by creating prototypes, pop-up schools, small pilots, testing our assumptions, and then based on the feedback, we iterate. So, what are we doing? We are creating a teacher-led, tech-enabled micro school, currently named Great Teachers Academy. As a new school model, GTA incorporates the following features. We offer a blended learning curriculum. Curriculum designed to assess students and adapt their learning path based on their individual needs. Students are able to move from one concept to the next as appropriate. Students control the pace and time, plus students have access to the curriculum day or night. We're engaging in project-based learning, PBL, moving beyond mere rote memorization of facts and concepts and putting the learning into practice, applying the learning to real-life problems. Students will work on STEM projects with students in 8 or more countries, including the UK and Switzerland. Quarterly, students will engage in whole school projects based on the great problems of the world. Students will also engage in the LEGO STEM curriculum. Our school is teacher-led, meaning teachers are treated as professionals and enabled to do what they do best, empower students through education. We handle the administrative tasks so teachers can focus on the learning and teaching process. Because we leverage technology, teachers are freed from rote lectures in order to spend more time on application, projects, etc. Teachers are treated as professionals and become facilitators of learning, like law professors. As a private school, we have more autonomy and we are not bound by state testing and other bureaucratic red tape often found in the public school sector. We are a micro school. We max out at 80 students. It doesn't get much smaller than what we're offering. We are reimagining the one-room schoolhouse, the neighborhood school. We're tech-enabled, so we will use Google Classroom, and each student will receive a Chromebook. They'll be able to take those Chromebooks home. In addition to that, we're using Fidelis Education, a relationship management platform to manage student mentoring and student and academic coaching. Via our curriculum partner, we also provide our students with live tutors. And then we're also using something called Safari Montage, a platform, a digital learning repository that has over 20,000 educational resources from the most credible content providers in the world. And our students will also pick up coding from kindergarten onward. From a convenience standpoint, parents will have live access to our academics, and our school doors will be open from 7 a.m. in the morning to 7 p.m. in the evening. Our academic program runs from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., but we offer academic enrichment opportunities for students before school from 7 to 8 a.m., and then also after school from 4 to 6 p.m. And then we also offer, again, for the working parent, the convenience of supervised care from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So in our model, we envision an opportunity to create an affordable new school option for parents, an option that initially would allow a parent to cover a majority of the annual costs with educational savings accounts, and in time cover the entire annual tuition. We fully expect to lower our annual tuition as we scale and as the cost of technology continues to drop. We also believe ESAs will fuel innovation in the education sector. So all of that summed up, affordable personalized learning, that's what we're offering. So with that, I'd like to close with one of my favorite quotes from Sir Ken Robinson. The answer is not to standardize education, but to personalize and customize it for the needs of each child and each community. There is no alternative. There never was. Thank you.